Part 1: Climate Change, Animal Migration, and Wildlife Health. Welcome back to Evolve Science X, where science meets survival and the future of our species and every other unfolds. I'm Sanita, and today we're diving into a growing crisis. One that's not only reshaping our planet, but also changing where animals live, how they behave, and how healthy they are. This is the story of animal migration in the age of climate change. Let's start in the Arctic. For thousands of years, polar bears have relied on thick sea ice to hunt seals. But now, that ice melts earlier and freezes later or not at all. Starving, stressed, and confused, many polar bears are traveling farther inland, sometimes showing up near human settlements in search of food. And they're not alone. Caribou herds are changing migration patterns as permafrost thaws and plant cycles shift. African elephants are walking longer distances during prolonged droughts to find watering holes often dangerously close to farmlands or villages. Even the majestic monarch butterflies are getting lost in transit as temperature cues misalign with flowering plants they depend on. Climate change doesn't just move animals, it weakens them. Scientists have found that rising temperatures lead to higher stress levels in wildlife. This causes hormonal imbalances, suppressed immunity, and in many species, lower fertility rates. Imagine being forced to leave your home, not knowing where your next meal is, while your body starts shutting down. That's what's happening in nature, right now. And here's where it gets even more alarming. When animals migrate to new areas, they don't always find suitable food. For coral reef fish, warming waters are causing entire reefs, their homes and hunting grounds, to bleach and die. Birds that rely on insect swarms to feed their young often arrive either too early or too late. And those insects? Gone. From a medical perspective, the consequences are profound. Just like us, animals under chronic stress become vulnerable. We're seeing rising infection rates, parasites, even emerging wildlife diseases, all driven by climate instability. So what does this mean for us humans? As wildlife struggles to survive, more and more species are appearing closer to urban and rural areas, scavenging for food, safety, and new habitat. What once was rare, like a bear near a town, is becoming alarmingly common. These changes mark the beginning of a massive ecological shift, one that could redefine our relationship with the animal kingdom. And here's the hard truth. If animals can't adapt fast enough, they won't survive. And if ecosystems collapse, we all feel the impact. In our food chains, in our air, and yes, even in our health. We're witnessing a chain reaction. And while the migration of animals may seem like a distant event, it's actually a mirror, a reflection of what's happening to Earth's life support systems and to us. Part 2: Wildlife in Human Territory: Danger, Disease, and Real-World Attacks. In Part 1, we followed animals on a journey of survival, forced to migrate by climate change. But what happens when that journey brings them into our backyards? From remote villages to crowded beaches. Wild animals are showing up in places we never expected, and that's when the real danger begins. Let's go to Siberia. Winters are shorter and food is scarce. Recently, packs of wolves and solitary bears have been seen entering rural villages, raiding trash bins, attacking livestock, and in some cases, turning on people. It's not aggression, it's survival. But the consequences can be fatal. Now, travel with me to the Red Sea in Egypt. In 2023, tourists watched in horror as a shark attacked and killed a swimmer near Hurghada, an area once considered low risk for such incidents. Similar events have been reported in Australia, where great whites and tiger sharks are appearing closer to shorelines than ever before. Why? Because their prey is moving, following warmer ocean currents caused by rising sea temperatures, and where the prey goes, the predators follow. But it's not just the big animals. Rodents, bats, insects, and birds are also expanding their territories. And with them, they carry something invisible, yet potentially devastating: zoonotic diseases. These are illnesses that can jump from animals to humans. Climate change creates the perfect conditions: humid zones, warmer winters, longer breeding seasons. Mosquitoes carrying dengue and malaria are moving into new regions. Ticks carrying Lyme disease are thriving in once cooler forests. And bats, stressed and displaced, are more likely to shed viruses, the same group of animals linked to outbreaks like Ebola and potentially even COVID-19. Here's what scientists are warning us about. When animals are pushed out of their habitat, their biology changes. Stress hormones spike, immune defenses drop, and pathogens multiply. This makes them more likely to transmit infections, not just to other animals, but to us. And the closer we live together, the easier it becomes for diseases to leap across species. So, is this just nature striking back? Not quite. This is a scientific chain reaction, predictable, preventable, but accelerating fast. We're not just watching climate change affect the environment. We're watching it reshape the rules of life and death. Whether it's a bear in a backyard, a shark near a beach, or a virus crossing borders, the message is clear. We are no longer isolated from the animal kingdom. The boundary is fading, and with it, our safety net. So, what can we do? Scientists and wildlife biologists are calling for better tracking, stricter urban wildlife management, and climate-adaptive policies. We need to rebuild natural buffers, fund early warning systems for zoonotic outbreaks, and invest in education that connects climate, ecology, and public health. Because the wild is no longer out there, it's already here. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness, science, and taking action. Thanks for watching Evolve Science X. If you found this episode powerful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, the more we understand the science, the better prepared we'll be for the future.